Uh, Hello, everybody, and welcome to SPTV. And my name is Matt, and you're on the Matt and Kirsty questions and answers show. Unfortunately, Kirsty's not well today, so she's not going to be joining me. So it's just me on my own. So it's lovely to see wherever you are in the world. The way that this show works is that we post a question each week for you to answer, and the person who answers that question is then chosen, and we give our reply, and then from there they're given a reading. Alternatively, there may be a question that you wish to ask us, and the same sort of principle happens. So please don't post anything personal. Please don't post anything of, can you see my dad, mum, or anybody else. It's all about us growing spiritually, growing within our mindset and everything else. So, it is very much that you need to either post us a question or respond to our question. And our question for tonight is, who do you feel is a pioneer of spiritualism and why? So that's the question that we've got. So just before we say hellos, for anyone that's new, there is a 15-second delay from answering, but when we do the clairvoyance tonight, if you can bear that in mind, and also when replying to anything, if you can put yes and no, but what you're saying yes or no to. So for example, if I said, I can see a black horse, you'll either say no, I can't see a black horse, or yes, I can see a black horse, rather than just yes or no. So hopefully that explains everything. So moving on nicely, have we got any lows, please, Mr. Producer? Hello there, Stacey. Nice to see you. Hello there, Tina. Hello there, Heidi. Evening, ladies. I think you've got that one wrong, Heidi. But thank you very much anyway. Hello, Janine. Hello, Julie. And the black and white cat. Postman Pat. Hello, Daniela. Hello, Alison Barton. Well done in winning your award question of the night. Thank you, Heidi. Yes, Kirsty's not well at the moment, but she'll hopefully be back next week. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Lauren. Hello, Suru. Hi, Trisha. Hi, Aranda. Hello, Shelley Hall. Hello, Alex. Hello, Dominico. Lots of fish cakes. I know I'm putting on the weight, but that's just the weight, not the fish cakes. Hello, Jason Cato. Okay, so it's lovely to see everybody coming on tonight, and it's great to see people on every week, irrespective of where you are from in the world, whether you're from the UK or beyond. So again, just a quick reminder that, don't tell us anything. It's yes, no when we're giving the readings. And our question for tonight is, who is in your mind, a pioneer of spiritualism and why? So you can have a reply to that, or you can ask us a question of your own. If one of those is chosen, then basically we'll answer the question plus give that person a reading. So. Okay, any better now, Mr. Producer? Oh, right, okay. Apparently these are bit of noise on the mic, so if you can just let us know if there's any problems as we go along the show tonight, people. So, have we got any questions, please, Mr. Producer? Oh, so come on, guys, please share, like the show, and post a question. So we've got Heidi there. To me, it has to be Doris Stokes, the first person to introduce me and a lot of others to spiritualism. Lovely lady, and you know, very, very natural medium. And you know, I can't remember who told us, but somebody says, you know, that she had walked on one night, and she was stood there in front of a massive audience in London and went, no, I haven't got anything, lovies, I'll be back in 15 minutes. And she went off the stage. I think it might be the Albert Hall, I think, but it was in London anyway. She went off the stage, 15 minutes, she came back, and straight away she had people there. Doris Stokes was very much a clairaudient medium, which means that she hears spirit. Unlike a lot of mediums where they hear with it subjectively inside their heads, she was a real clairaudient, so she would recognise the accents and the dialect of the people who actually came through. And it's said to be the best form of mediumship, clairaudience, because you're actually hearing in there. So yes, thank you for that. So Heidi, if we can start with you, as you were the first person on there, and then we'll go to other people on that. Okay, Heidi, I have a lady who comes in, I want to say 5'1" maximum, rounded to the body. I would say nearer to the 5 foot mark. Slightly round to body, lovely way about her. She would have been a lady you wouldn't have crossed. She's there wagging her finger and everything. She's making me know that she is, as she draws close, I'm feeling sort of breathing and chest problems. I also feel, Heidi, that I've also got stomach problems as well. But I don't feel this is cancer. I just feel it's, I don't know if it's gallstones or something like that. But actually, I feel it's the breathing that I actually went over with. I also feel with this lady that, you know, she wouldn't have been a lady to mess with, but she would have very much spoken her mind. And she says at the moment, the reason that she's come in is that you haven't been listening, and you're not listening to people who are around you at the moment. It's almost like you're shutting them up, going blah, 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 and all of this. Right, I can smell burning, but I also feel there's some sort of joke. I don't know if you're vegetarian, because she's giving me burning beef burgers. So I don't know if this is something that's happened the last few days, or if you're vegetarian, Heidi, but she's given me burning beef burgers, and she's just showing that she's been around. I also want to say to you, to yourself, that there's something that doesn't feel right within yourself. And when I say doesn't feel right, it's that sort of gut feeling when you go into somewhere, and this feels like a bedroom that doesn't feel right. And all I want to say to you is just to clean the room like you would do the old spring cleaning, and get rid of things and just allow the energy to move around, because I just feel that this is energy that's got a little bit stagnant. It's nothing negative or anything like that. I also want to say to yourself, with yourself, sorry, what's that? That's exactly what I do at times. Not vegetarian and not burn any burgers, lol. Well, I can definitely smell the burning smell of burgers. So I want to say this is definitely around you, Heidi. Okay, so if you can't take it as a vegetarian, but I am smelling quite strongly the burgers and the being burnt underneath. Thinking of changing my bedroom room because that's how I feel. Good. I do feel with this room, if it's your bedroom, I do feel that this is affecting your third eye and sort of like your head area is being affected. I also feel like I just want to fall asleep a lot at the moment. It's affecting my sleep. I'm waking up at 1:26, 3:15, 4:30, 5:30, and getting up about 7 o'clock. So it is affecting quite a lot. And I just need to say to you, acknowledge who you are. Don't listen to some of the idle gossip that's around you at the moment, and then acknowledge who you are as an individual and all of the gifts. And I don't mean just spiritual, but the gifts that you've got as a person. And if I can leave that with you, thank you for working with me, Heidi. So Heidi's put, I think you are right. I wake a lot during the night. Room doesn't feel right. Yeah. Like I said, it's nothing to be worried about, Heidi. It's not negative at all. You know, people might give you that horrible sort of impression. All it is, it just needs a bit of a moving around, spring cleaning, and basically that just allows the energies just to be freshened up. We used to do like the spring clean years ago, and that's all that's needed. And it just allows energy to move around the room, and your headaches will go, and you'll sleep better. So, any more hellos, please? Lindsay Cato, hello there, Lindsay, and thank you for sending get well wishes to Kirsty. Hello, Cheryl Bedenak. You're never late there, Cheryl. Hayden. Hello there, Rachel. Caught me out as well then. Hello, Hazel Harrison. Hello, Christine Davis. Okay, so don't worry about if you're just joining us. The way that it works tonight is you answer our question, which is who has been a pioneer to you, or who is, or ask a question of your own. All right, so it's who is in your own mind. So, hello, Debbie Marshall, but there was someone I just missed just before that. I don't know who that was, Mr. Juice. You could just. Okay, so Daniela's put, I think Allan Kardec is a pioneer as he brought many written testimonies to show spiritualism in real. Yes and no with that one, Daniela. Allan Kardec is slightly different. He connected it with a lot of seances, and he went and saw different spiritualists, particularly in France, and then he went to his form of spiritualism, went to other countries, but basically it's not spiritualism, it's spiritism, and it's slightly different to spiritualism. So he's written quite a lot of books. Allan Kardec was one of the mediums who he went to in the seances, says, I have got your brother here, and he gives you the name Allan Kardec. So Allan Kardec, he was called Professor, I can't remember. You'll have to look it up. You'll probably be able to find it on Google. But he was a professor, and he taught in a school in Paris, and he also taught and wrote lots of books, and he was also part of the Royal Society at the time to do with science, and he tried to bring it through, and yeah, he did a lot, and I think his first book was What is Spiritualism? I think was his first book. I might be wrong, but it was around about 1856-ish. But Allan Kardec, when that actually came through, was who the professor said about his brother, and that dates back to about the 15th century, 1400 and something. So you'll have to look a bit more into that, Daniela, but thank you for that. That's as much as I can remember to do with Allan Kardec. But yeah, Spiritism is very popular in South America, in sort of Spain, Portugal, and parts of France. And but it's spiritism, so it isn't got the Yule in it. Okay, so Daniela, I do believe that deserves a reading for yourself also. So let's go. Okay, I've got a gentleman with me. He feels like a grandfather, Daniela. I want to probably put him about 5'8", 5'9". He does have a moustache. I don't see any glasses on him. He's very, other than the moustache, he is clean shaven. He's well groomed and looks after himself. This gentleman refers to hearing footsteps in the house, quite heavy footsteps. So I do feel, excuse me, this gentleman is around. With this gentleman, he impresses upon me sort of pains around my heart area. So I would have gone there. But I also feel that I'm getting quite a lot of headaches. But I feel this is when this gentleman is around, he's just impressing that upon yourself. It's nothing negative. I just think he's trying to get your attention, and because of your sensitivities getting so much, it almost feels like it's pulsating your third eye. I also want to say to you that this gentleman, he comes in and his personality is very kind, very warm, very loving, and very understanding. Now, I've just been mentioning about spiritualism and France. There must be French links around here. I know there's Italian links, but because I just heard et tu, and that to me is and you in French. So there must be French links there as well. I'm also saying that I'm smelling perfume in the house, and I'm getting like a funny taste on my tongue. And I feel this is yourself, that you're almost like tasting things at the moment that, not that don't taste or leave a horrible taste in your mouth, but it's almost you're tasting things and thinking, oh, that's mint, that's different things. It's just a different way of getting you to work with your senses. I also feel that I've got pains in my joints here and in here, but I also feel that you've got in your neck and in your lower back. Now, obviously I can see in the picture there you've got like sort of snowy sort of scenes, and obviously indicating sort of like skiing, all of that. But I need to say to you, it has been of a bit of an upward climb, probably this last 2 years, but in the last 3 to 4 weeks, that's getting easier, and just symbolically, they're showing you skiing down the slopes and getting onto more even ground. I also want to say to you that you are going to come into more contact with more spiritual people that are going to bring you to where you need to be to learn about your spiritualism. Okay. Right. And I've just got a pain in the side of my neck, but I feel this is psychosomatic. I feel this is someone who's been a pain in the neck with yourself. And I just need to say to you, listen to what you need to listen to and get rid of the rest. And that is the key part of your message. With this gentleman, he sends lots of loves and wishes. And right, he just gives you a folded handkerchief, and within that is a ring. So I feel this is a commitment for life, as with a wedding. So in a symbolic way, it's a commitment for life, and I feel this is on your spiritual journey. So hopefully that makes sense to yourself, Daniela, and thank you for working with me. You have pain in the neck now. Okay, thank you for acknowledgement. I feel that that is to do with someone being a pain in the neck around you, which is why you'll get that sort of feeling of that. Your body, sorry if you know this and other people know this already, but your body tells you also how you're feeling generally, as well as health-wise. The ring is symbolic. Okay, so the ring is to say to you that when you obviously put a wedding ring on, you are making a time commitment to your partner, and it's symbolically a lifetime commitment to spirit, and you've already signed up for that. So that's what the ring. Um, I don't. I don't know. May have. Mr. Producer says that he may have said rings to you on Saturday. So there you go. That's extra confirmation for yourself. But it's on a symbolic. Okay. So if I can leave that with you, and thank you, Daniela. Have we got any more hellos, please, Mr. Producer? Hello there, Tracy Honey. Hello, Pamela. Yeah, Kirsty's not here because she's not feeling well, but I hope she'll be back next week. Hello, Lisa Paris. Okay. I've got okay. I've got to say, and I'll be honest with you, Alex, Robert Monroe, I have not heard of. Oh, okay. Oh, right. Well, you've taught me something, Alex, and Mr. Producer. That is the first person, Mr. Producer says, who coined outer body experiences, or OBEs. So, mm, okay, so obviously there's been lots of research about outer body experiences and people about going to the light and seeing the light and actually being out of the body at the time and looking as they're looking down on themselves and going through and the loved ones say it's not time and coming back from the tunnel and all of that. So there's been quite a lot of that. So, but it's quite an interesting area, especially of parapsychology and things like that. But it was a name that I wasn't aware of. Obviously, I'm familiar with the term and how the mechanics of it work and research, but I didn't realise Robert Monroe. So there you go. So you taught me something there, Alex, and Mr. Producer. So thank you. So I think that deserves a reading for yourself. As we say on this show, we don't know everything. We're always wishing to learn from each other. And that's the way it should always be. And that's why this show's important, because it's about learning. And if we can learn something on our journey, then, whether it's about pioneers or another form of spiritualism, then we've created further vast knowledge within our own experiences. So thank you for that, Alex. Okay, I've got a lady with myself, Alex. She feels like an auntie. I want to say probably about 5'6" in height, very slim to the body. She shows me quite young. She takes me to the stomach area. I don't know if you've been on the show before, but with myself, stomach conditions mean either a stomach condition or cancer. I feel this is more cancerous conditions that she would have gone over. I feel like I'm going on mum's side of the family. So I don't know if this is your auntie or your mum's auntie, but I want to go auntie. I want to go dark brown hair. I would say in her younger years was very attractive. I don't feel she was old when she went. I also feel with this lady that she's telling me you're also aware of spirit. You feel spirit, and also that you feel like a touching of the face. She comes in on the right hand side and touches you on the face. It almost feels like a cobwebby type feeling. But also she says that you also see within your mind. You occasionally see objectively outwards, but it's generally within your mind. She says that you have been progressing well in life, and this last 2 years has been a very good time for yourself, where you have been making steps with your learning and steps within your growth. There's also a feeling at the moment that I almost want to put my feet on the ground, and I want some stability. I want to sort of put down my roots, like get a house and all of that type of thing. That's all being talked about as well. I need to say to you, Alex, that um, there is a lot of reflection she's making me feel with yourself. There is a lot of question of what I've done and what I could have done and all of that type of thing. And I also feel that, you know, within this reflection, I feel that I've not moved forward, but now it's the time to move forward. So I need to say to you, you have moved forward, even if you don't feel you have, which is what I was saying in the last 2 years, you have moved forward. Right. Okay, she's taking me to the lights. There is lights going on and off in your house. And I also want to say that sometime there is problems with your remote control, which is affecting the telly. And sometimes that blinkers on and off. So there's certainly electromagnetic stuff going on. Okay, and she's also taken me to the RNLI and sort of lifeboats and lifeboat links. So there's either going to be a lifeboat that's near you where you live, but I feel it's more symbolic, that it's almost like spirit are chucking out a lifeline to you and saying to you, right, here's your opportunity, grab it with both hands and we'll guide you to where you need to be. And I feel that's what it's more to do, rather than just there's a lifeboat station at the bottom of the road or whatever. Is there anything else? Okay. And the final thing, Alex, I just need to say to you, drink more water to keep that sort of body, because I feel that I'm being taken to the stomach area, but this is to do with you. And I feel that here, I just need some sort of Reiki, because I just feel that that chakra point needs healing at the moment. And if I can leave that with you, thank you for working, Alex. Okay, so just the way it works, guys, if I for those people who've never been on here before, if you can say yes or no, if you can give some sort of acknowledgement or feedback, even if that's, you know what, you said all those things, but no, I couldn't take it, that's fine. I can only give you what I'm giving myself. The other thing to say to you is that not to put anything personal in the information. So whatever I'm telling you is obviously coming from my guides, from your loved ones, and everything else. Okay, thanks for giving an antidote of cancer. Okay, thank you, Alex, and thank you for sharing that, Mr. Producer, about the Robert Munro. So that's something that I didn't know. So thank you for that. So moving on nicely now. Hello there, Christine. Okay, Christine Davis, sorry. Hello, Kim Byrne. Okay, Sylvia Brown. I used to read her books as a child. Yeah, and there's been a lot of Sylvia Brown's books that are wonderful. But you know, there's been a lot this year with the COVID and her. I can't remember which book it was, but one of the statements that she made, I think it was 1980, where she said that there would be a pandemic or something similar to that would come in the year 2020. It would come and it would go and it would come back 10 years later, and that's being referred to quite a lot. But yeah, Sylvia Brown, very much of the Hay House, and no, wonderful medium. So yeah, I can understand why you read a lot of her books. So thank you very much for that, Tricia. Well, I know we've got Kirsty's got a lot of Sylvia Brown books. So for yourself, let's see what we've got. Okay, I want to go to your eyes, Tricia. I'm being drawn to your eyes very much for a motherly vibration, but I also feel that I've got like a sister in spirit, but didn't touch the ground. So I don't know if you were, if I feel that Mum's still here, and I also feel that you can ask Mum whether there was a child that was lost but didn't touch the earth. Because I'm taken very much to your eyes and sort of roughly the similar sort of age. So I don't know if there's twins or that there's that feeling that there's been somebody around you from a very, very young age. I want to say probably 11 and a half to 12 weeks. That's sort of like the first scan sort of time. I also feel I've got a gentleman here. I feel like a grandfather, and I want to go again on. I also feel that I'm struggling for my breathing. I've got really strong, and I still feel like I'm going on Mum's side of the family. I feel with this gentleman, he lived to a good age. I want to go late 70s. I feel very, very tired. I was ready to go. I felt I had a good life. I'd had a good innings. I would have taught the hind leg off a donkey, he says, but he has a jovial way about him, a lovely personality. You know, I just want to laugh all the time with this gentleman, and this is how he would have been. He certainly wouldn't have been a grumpy gentleman. He certainly would have been a grandfather he would have loved to be with. I also want to say with this gentleman, I probably want to put him probably 5'9" in height. Would have worn glasses later on in life, but just cause of old age. But I want to say, lovely soul. He gave again and again and again, but he draws me again to yourself. And I need to say to you, this is you. You are very much a giver, Trisha, and you give so much of your heart. But he's saying that you need to protect that heart at the moment because you are giving too much, and you are, as a result, that you have been hurt recently. And I want to say within the last 3 months. I also want to say to you that, right, he's given me cloves of garlic. So, obviously, cloves of garlic associate with vampires. So I don't know if this is like a personal joke within the family, but I'm being shown those like plastic teeth that you get from the joke shop. You know, the ones you used to put on your thing. So I'm being shown that. But I want to bring out the funny side in you, and that's the reason he comes through. Things have been quite serious, and it's been difficult to laugh and not cry. So I want to say to you, bring out the fun side in you. Be the fun lady that you are, and learn to laugh again. Okay? Situations, obviously, I don't want to go into, have made you not want to laugh like you used to. But I want to take you back to the ages of 15 and being a bit of a clown and just doing things, a bit of a daredevil and a bit silly. And I just want you to take you back to those times where you didn't care what other people thought. You just did it because it just either made you laugh or because you wanted to do it. And that's the message from your grandfather. If I can leave that with you. Thank you for working with me. Hello there, Bob. Hope you're well. Hello, Shelley. I started in spirituality after caring for a couple who were clairvoyants and healers, and I never looked back. You know what, Shelley? If I stop with yourself for a second, you know, there was a minister for the greater world I spoke to. I can't remember his name now, I know he's still practicing. He's up in the Leeds Sanctuary. And he said to me, once they have got you, they will never let go. And I thought, really? And it's true. Once they know that you're interested, you're willing to work for them, they'll continue working with you for as long as you need them and as long as you want to work. So very much that case. Shelley, with yourself, I've got a grandmother here. I want to say she is rounded to the body. I want to go father's side of the family. I want to say high cheekbones, lovely smile. She comes in. She just comes in with so much energy. I feel that with this lady, you look at her and you think, how she's been going since 7 o'clock this morning, how she's not stopped, and this is still like 5, 6 o'clock, and she's still like giving the food out and entertaining, and she's still got all this energy. And where did she get this energy from? And she's coming in because at the moment, Shelley, that it's feeling very, very tired with yourself. I don't feel like I've got any energy at all. And this lady, I just feel like she was like a Duracell bunny. I just feel like she kept going and going. And it was only her heart that let her down in the end, that actually made her stop. But I just need to say to you that, I just want to bring that energy in for yourself and give you that sort of sense of understanding of all the things that you can do once you're back to fighting sort of spirit. However, at the moment, because for whatever reason, there is a reason why you're not up to fighting sort of speed. I just need to say to you, even batteries need to be recharged sometimes. And this is really important for yourself. How can you expect to run around, look after kids and everything else if you're not 100% yourself? So I need to say to you, give yourself a little bit of time out. Learn to have afternoon naps. All right. In Spain, they go sort of the siestas and that, and it's almost like I need to give you like a siesta nap. You must have a small child who's still at home, because I almost want to say that for almost like the pair of you falling asleep together on the chair, and just almost being completely zonked out. I don't know if that's your own children or whatever else, but I'm seeing a small child. And I just need to give you the name Helen. I also need to, who's on the earth plane, I need to give you a Margaret, and I also need to give you a Jeremy, okay, which is a bit of an unusual name. And I also need to say to you, like Shelley's put, yes, that's what I need. What you need is start to get Shelley back, all right? And acknowledging who Shelley is and what Shelley's got to offer this world. Because in the view of everyone around her, it's a lot. And it's just time now for Shelley to realise that for herself. And if I can leave that with you, thank you for working with Shelley. Okay, she put yes to Helen. I didn't read the other one where it was grandchildren or whatever else, but I just... Okay. So it must be grandchildren. Okay, so yes to Jerry. Thank you. Okay, so any more lows, please, Mr. Producer? Hiya, Kelly. Nice to see you. Hello, Michelle Rodenite. Nice to see you as well. Hello, Seven Ocean Skies. I like that. You like Angela? Okay, so Julie Caswell's put, my great pioneer is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I love how he investigated spiritualism. I believe they had speak on my spirit box. Okay, there's quite obviously Arthur Conan Doyle was with a lot of organisations, obviously famous for the Sherlock Holmes and everything, but he was with a lot of organisations like the Spiritual Association of Great Britain, the International Spiritualist Federation, the ISF, and did a lot of investigation, went to a lot of seances, and very much, you know, lifetime presidents of a lot of organizations. And I think he went to the SNU as well. And he would come through and a very much ambassador for spirit until he passed. I think it's about 1932, 33, something like that. But yeah, I mean, obviously, the Arthur Conan Doyle Centre in Edinburgh is named after him. Yeah, wonderful man. You know, even before I went into spiritualism, I was always, my favourite book was the first book that he brought back after he brought back Sherlock Holmes, after the outcry of that, you know, people said, he can't be dead, Sherlock Holmes. And, you know, even though he's fictitious, he had such an affinity with the people of the UK that he brought him back after being on the waterfall and supposedly being killed by Moriarty. And he passed in 1930, thank you. My favourite book was The Hound of the Baskervilles. Wonderful book. So, yes, Julie, very much so. So, your reading for yourself is... Okay, with yourself, Julie, I feel I've got a father figure here. I feel very, very thin to the body. I feel that I have lost considerable weight. I feel that I was half the man that I was. He's showing me that I was, excuse me, a very well-built gentleman. But the gentleman he's showing me here is, you know, very, very thin. And I feel that his passing was very, very quick. And I also feel with this gentleman that with him I didn't get to properly say goodbye. I also feel with this gentleman that there was things that was said and not said. I don't mean just at the end, but there was stuff that was almost not said throughout his lifetime. There's a lot of things that like gaps in the history that he just didn't want to talk about. And I do feel with this gentleman, I'm a very private man, and I feel that I am a man who's very proud and not one to show my emotions. But he's now taking me to yourself, Julian, saying that you're quite a private person yourself, that you're not one to sort of, you know, if you're given a secret, then you know you're one to keep that secret, you know, and you're not one to air your washing out dirty laundry out, as they say. But he says, you know, they're good qualities, and it's but he also takes me to the cat. Now, I mentioned, because I know I've done a reading before for you, Julie, that I mentioned, I think might have even been last week or another day, that I said, you know, I was seeing the black and white cat, and you said it wasn't. But what I'm referring to the cat for this time is that, you know, like the cat, you're very independent. You'll choose who you will go to. And this gentleman was very much like this. You know, like the cat's not like a dog. It needs like fussing over it or just like, yeah, I haven't got time for you. I don't mean that, you know, there's anything nasty there or anything. It's just, it's almost like a stand back. I need to suss you out a little bit, and then like that. Sounds like your granddad. That would make sense. I need to say to you, sometimes though, when we're sussing people out, is that it's very easy to see the black and white in people, and I just similar to the cat, and I just need to say to you, sometimes we need to give people a second chance and not just take them on what we see. Now, to give an example of this, and this, I'm not saying this is what's actually happened, is if, you know, if I'm not feeling at my best one day, I am either going to be one or two people. I'm either going to be like, you know, my life's really bad or whatever else, or I'm going to be, oh no, there's nothing wrong. You know, I'm buzzing and everything, even though I feel I'm not. And sometimes, especially if we're empathic or we're spiritual, we're picking up on what's happening behind, and because we're seeing this like falseness in front of us, it's almost like we think something about them that, yeah, I just don't trust. what they're telling me is not what they're like. So yeah, and nobody wants to show them the real selves unless they get to know you. And I just need to say that there is a male around you at the moment, or has been in the last month, that almost need to say give them a second chance. They're almost on that view. I also need to say to yourself that I'm also lagging an angel yourself. I need to almost put myself, like those cars, those electric cars where you plug them in and they're on recharge a little bit. But this is more for you to have like a little break. And I feel this is going, obviously it's difficult at the moment with COVID, but it's almost, I need to get away just for like a long weekend. And I'm being taken, I don't know where you are in the world, but I'm being taken to the Isle of Wight. So if you don't know somebody in the Isle of Wight, it'll be an island like that, where it's off the coast of where you are. But I'm seeing it as on there. So Julie's put, yes, very independent, so is my granddad. I try not to see black and white, it makes total sense. Thank you very much. So hopefully that makes sense to yourself, Julie. Thank you for posting about Alfred Conjol. He's very much a pioneer of mine as well. So thank you for that. And thank you for you and your granddad for working with me. Okay, Mr. Producer's just asked me to say Hayden. Well, I think it was Rachel, I think was your real name. We are reading your comments. I'm not personally, the producer is. But if you you need to post a question in order to have a reading. That's how the show works. So the question that I posted, which a lot of people are responding to, is who do you class as a pioneer of spiritualism and why? Or there may be a question that you've got. So I can't remember, it was the gentleman, I think it was Alex, I think, who had the footballer, who posed about Robert Munro. Obviously, who I didn't know until he started, Mr. Producer told me who it was. Pose a question like that of your own. So, thank you, Kelly. You're welcome, Julie. Use all questions, please, Mr. Producer. Oh, yeah, Albert Best gave myself and my family undeniable evidence of the beyond many years ago. Yeah, very much so. Albert Best was deemed to be the best sort of medium of his time, and still very much today. He was a wonderful medium and was working out to his old, well, I think until he passed, certainly to old age, and there's been a lot of write-ups about Albert Best. So yeah, a great medium, and there is a lot of the famous mediums of today who will refer to Albert Best as being a wonderful person. He was there is he's actually gone to spirit now. He passed a couple of years ago, I think about 2017, 2018, a wonderful medium called Eric Hatton, the SNU. And Albert Best was a person very much like him, very humble. What, Eric Hatton? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought I was getting it wrong then. Albert Best apparently went in 1996, but yes, a wonderful medium, and brought lots of evidence through. So yeah, wonderful. So most definitely. So Christine, yourself, very much the old school Albert Best, traditional mediumship. So, right. Okay. Well, I have a lady just come in, Christine, and she is like the Tasmanian devil. She comes in, and all I can do is laugh, and this is no disrespect to you or to this lady. She comes very much as a motherly vibration, but I don't know what goes quicker, her talking or the way she does lots of things. She's literally zipping around the kitchen here, sort of like, got to do this, got to do that, and everything else. But her mouth, sort of like this. So I certainly feel the lady is coming in very young, but I feel like she's shown me her younger self. But I feel like I'm going mum, grandmother. We'll establish who in a second. With this lady, I'm struggling with my breathing in old age, but I feel that she went with her heart. I also feel with this lady that she had an affinity with Christmas. She loved Christmas. This time she enjoyed cooking, and she would, all I can describe her as, and again, this is no disrespect to anybody or to anybody from Ireland. If you've ever been to Ireland, you know, you say I'm coming for something to eat, and they will put an enormous spread on that is clearly too much for one person. It's almost like a meal for 10, but it's just to make you feel welcome. And this lady would have been exactly the same. She would have put massive spreads on, entertaining, she loved. But, you know, this lady has got jet black hair, you know, very pretty in her younger years. I also want to say, I feel like a aversion to the light, so the light was too much. I feel that I'm drinking lots and lots of water, but I also feel she draws me to the name Albert Best, and she's saying, she's giving you some of this water to say that at the moment, Christine, you've not been of your best, and you've not been feeling well, and you have been feeling a bit run down, not tired like I've referred to a bit tonight, but just generally under the weather. And she's sort of like giving you vitamin C. She's giving you sort of hot water bottles and all of that to look after yourself. I also need to say to you that it's almost like I need a bit of pampering. And she's, you know, getting other people to run, what do you call it? Run around after you instead of you running around after them. I also need to say to you that, you know, people compliment you because they want to, and it's something they believe to be right, not because they want to say it, because they have to say it, sorry, but because they want to say it. And I just want to say to you from this lady, you know, people would compliment her on who she was and everything she did. And although she didn't have many at her funeral towards the end, the rest of her life she was very much a lady who gave a lot. And you're very much the same. The advice from her, though, is don't do it at the detriment of yourself. And that's the lesson she wants you to come in. She wants you to give back to you. And she wants you to learn to say no. So if I can leave that with you, Christine, and learn to say no. And thank you very much for bringing the Albert Best and all that in. But yes, very much undeniable evidence, spot on evidence and fantastic evidence. So thank you for that. So a few things, guys, before we move on. Just again, if you can understand things, if you can't, if you can just give some feedback. It just makes it that I'm not just making up, that anyone else is there. And also it helps me for working as well. The other things is if you don't put any personal stuff on for other people to read, and put what you'll say yes or no to. Is there anything else, Mr. Producer, that you want to say with that? Nope. So hopefully that helps. For those people just joining us, thank you for joining us, and it's lovely to see you all. Unfortunately, Kirsty's not well tonight, so you could send us some healing. That would be wonderful. So I'm on my own, which is why I'm struggling. No. But you know, Kirsty's getting. It's, you know, it's lovely to see you. If you're new to the show, can I just say that you need to answer our question, which is who was a pioneer of spiritualism for you and why, or to post a question of your own that you wish to be asked. If they're picked, then we'll answer that as best of our knowledge, and then from there we will give that person a reading as we've done tonight. And tonight it's going to be all clairvoyant readings, no psychic readings. So Okay, so Christy's, thank you for putting a response. I'm pretty tired, just had a hot water bottle last night. I ran around many people because I care that I have had to learn the way I have. And it's like, you're welcome, but you also need to learn for other people to run behind after you as well, Christy. So thank you for that. Mr. Producer, there was somebody in a wheelchair or a dog or something. Yeah. Okay, Stacey says you and Kirsty should write a book. You both have a world of knowledge and experiences. Thank you, but there is many others that do as well, so thank you for that, Stacey. Domenico Pasquarello. Hopefully I've said that. I don't know if it's Mexican, but it's certainly Spanish, or maybe in Portuguese, but I feel more Spanish. So when was you first on stage? My jokes aren't that good, Domenico. No, I'm assuming that you mean on platform. I've been on platform now about 7 years, so I'm quite new compared to a lot of mediums who I've been working for like 30 years, 20 years plus that I have worked with. But, you know, to me, it doesn't matter how long you've been on the platform. It's you understanding when you're on the platform that you have a strong bond with spirit, that you are listening constantly and making a good relationship with spirit. Oh, just 1 second. Oh, sorry about that. One electricity points went. So, sorry about that, Domenico. Right, going back, it's about the strong relationship you have with spirit and learning to listen to spirit. That's the key bit. It doesn't matter if you've been doing that a couple of weeks, if you've been doing it, 30, 40 years. It's your relationship with the spirit world that's important. It's also keeping your feet firmly on the ground, because you are just a pure channel for spirit. And all you are doing is you are relaying the information of spirit. Everything I've done tonight is what other mediums do. I relay what I'm given. I don't try and put my own spin on it. If it's not right, it's not that spirit don't exist. It's purely that I've misinterpreted it or that I've not listened properly. And that's part of my development as a medium. And, like I've said many times on the show here is about development. And as a result, it's about each of us developing. And that's the same with your mediumship. Whether you've been doing it 30, 40 years, there's still room to you expand and grow in knowledge. So, and I would apply that to any medium who comes on here, who works on SPTV, or any mediums that I've had the gratitude to meet over the years. And some of those have been doing it a short time, some have, wiped the floor with me, and I've worked all over the world, and many have worked with many greats. So yes, but hopefully that answers your question, Nicole. So just 1 second. Okay, I have a grandmother. I want to put her about 4'12" in height, so she's not quite 5 foot. She has glasses, permed hair, sort of a olive complexion, big rosy cheeks. She would hit you on the head, but laughing with it. Her food was absolutely fantastic and to die for. I can smell the food coming in through. Right. And like a lot tonight, I feel like I'm going father's side of the family with this lady. And I feel with this lady that she was a strong character. I feel that her husband went before her. And I also feel that the lady that's here would have been a very strong Catholic. I also feel that I have got a cross about so big that would have been on the wall. I also have a picture of the Virgin Mary, and I also have a picture of Jesus with a red heart in the picture that she's shown me as well. I've also got tiled floor, and I feel, I've got a very strong sort of accent, and I've also got a very warm environment of where I'm from. I feel with this lady, mobility was a big problem towards the end. I also feel that, doing all the things that I could do, like in the kitchen, there is like a large cooker, and it looks like it's almost got like pans turned over on the hobs, but they're made of metal, the pans. Almost like when, like the baking pans that you get and put in ovens, but these are over the actual hobs. And she got quite frustrated in her later life that a lot of things she could run around and get done and completed, that she couldn't do that, and she was relying on other people, and that was quite frustrating for herself. But I want to say to yourself that things have been quite frustrating for you. You've always been a very independent person. And it's almost feels with yourself that it's over time is getting more and more frustrating that you can't verbalize the frustration. And part of that is because you're trying to be too nice. And I need to say to you that, if something is not being done properly, if you are not receiving the support, the care, if you're not receiving what you need in life on a relationship basis as well, then you need to speak up and say that for changes to happen. I also need to say to you, there has been tears around, and this lady's been mopping them up, but she's also trying to bring some sunshine into your life. I need to say to you, you are a very, very strong man, both physically and emotionally. I need to give you the following ages. I'm not going to go into the reasons why, that's your personal business, but I'm going to give you certain ages in your life. I need to give you the ages of 12, the ages of 19, 28, 31, 36 has been difficult times in your life. And every time you have moved forward, being stronger and stronger every time. And that shows how strong you are, Domenico. So whenever you doubt your physical or your emotional strength, just see all of the things you've had to combat. I also need to thank you from the spirit world, because you apparently have been doing charity work. So I need to thank you for that as well. And if I can leave that with you, hopefully that makes sense. Hello, Mary Gold. Hello, Austin ADM. Hello, Libacus. Oh, okay. Junefield was fab to watch on TV many years ago. Again, similar to the Rob Monroe. I don't know June Field, but Miss Reducer's just said that she's a Scottish medium. So I didn't have the luxury of being able to see her. So I can't confess to know anything about her. And as a result, I can't give you anything to do with her. Perhaps you could give some bits and pieces on June Field, Rhonda, on there, but I'll give you a very quick reading to do with your contribution. And just to say to you, I have a lady here who you very much look like. She's a bit of a cheeky character. I feel this is more grandmother than mother. She's a bit of a cheeky character. She, I don't know if this is like a drink or an ice cream that you've got there, but she just wants to put like loads of like squirty cream and that around the mouth and just, you know, to embarrass you and but to make you laugh. With this lady, she was cuddly to the body herself. I do feel that mobility is a problem, but I have really strong pains in the lower part of my ribs with her, and I do feel that there was I feel that there was problems with the heart prior to going over. I don't know if there was stents in there, but I know there was certainly problems with in the heart area. I need to say to you, Rhonda, that you know the producer said about June Phil being a Scottish person, but it's almost is that old song I keep hearing in my head, sort of "I would walk 500 miles" by the Proclaimers, and I need to say to yourself, I feel this is coming on a symbolic way, because I feel that, you know, there's not anything you wouldn't do for others, and it's now time for you to almost learn to say no. I also need for you to learn to know when enough's enough and when your body is telling you to stop, because it's almost, you've got a high pain threshold, I'm being told, but sometimes because of that high pain threshold, it almost comes to pinch on the bottom a little bit, because the day after you realize how much you've done. I also feel that she's making me feel that, you know, as well as saying no, it's important for you to understand the contributions that you've made. Now, I think you've just put something about pina colada or something like that to do with the drink, of what the drink is. What I need to say to you is, in order to make that drink, you need to put lots of ingredients, all good ingredients, to make the drink perfect. If you put the wrong measurement in, or a little bit different to what pina colada is made normally as a drink, then it's not a pina colada, and it doesn't taste the same, and it's almost like, oh, I can't drink it, while normally I can drink lots of it. So if your life's not balanced, if it's not in the right context, if it's got something missing, if there is something that's in there that's not needed, then it's about reevaluating what you're putting into your life. And I just need to say to you, you know, she's saying to me, it's about evaluating who you've got in your life at the moment, and it's also about evaluating the things that you've got in your life and making sure that the whole mixture is right. I don't feel this lady would have been old. I'm given roughly about 56, and I'm being shown that age. I don't feel it was too quick for passing, but there were still a lot of things that needed sorting out that hadn't been put in place regarding finances and things. There must also be a problem with the light at the top of the landing as well, because I'm being shown top of the stairs a landing light that keeps flickering. So I don't know if that's in your property or it would have been in her property, but she's referring to this light at the top of the stairs. So can I just send her love to you? Okay. There's a father in spirit as well that I need to bring through as well, that just wants to be acknowledged. But just to say to you, your loved ones are looking after you all the time. You just need to now look after yourself as well. If I leave that with yourself, thank you for working on it. Yeah, so we're just going to do some adverts about what's coming up, but don't leave us, because we'll be back straight after the adverts. So we've got the lovely Rachel Galbraith from America. It's fantastic at palmistry and tarot. So you can see her sort of 10:30 UK time, which is what, 4:30 Eastern time, 2:30 Pacific time, if you're joining us from abroad. Okay, and Debbie Clark's not well, so if you could please send her some healing. So as a result, her show won't be on tomorrow. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people at the moment who are not feeling well and need our help and our healing. So you can send our healing thoughts, and this show's wonderful for that. So Ron's put, yes, my dad. Yeah, very distinctive gentleman and very tall. So you're welcome, Linda. Hello there, Marcus. This is my fellow Father Christmas. If you didn't see the show, we had a Christmas special on Saturday, and the wonderful Marcus and his wife came on, and he spread his chill. Kim Byrne says, Matt, who has inspired you? Oh, right. One I always refer to, Kim, and is very close to the studios, is a lady whose actual name was Victoria, but she's called Helen Duncan, and she's from up in Scotland, and she was a Scottish medium during the Second World War. And in the Second World War, for those who didn't know the story, she would go into a very deep trance. From there, she used ectoplasm, and she would have people who would actually manifest in front, and you wouldn't have to squint your eyes or under a different light. You would be able to see it as if I can see you. So the ectoplasm would come out of Helen, and you would see one of the times there was talk that she had spoken about some thing to do with the war. So what then happened is the naval intelligence went to one of the seances, and within there what actually happened, she brought through a sailor from HMS Barham, and HMS Barham basically in the I think it was November 1942, had sunk. But it hadn't been announced, and it wasn't announced until January 1943 by the Ministry of Defence, because it didn't want to be shown of that, but she leaked it out. So it was seen as a threat. And she was the person who was convicted under the what was the last person to be convicted under the Witchcraft Act of 1793, and with that Witchcraft Act, she actually went to prison for 9 months, and the Prime Minister at the time, Winston Churchill, who was very much into spiritualism himself, tried to get her out, but the worry was with the D-Day landings and things coming up, they didn't want to get her out. So she served a full 9 months, and she was very much instrumental in bringing the Fraudulent Medium Act of 1951 in, and she passed about 3 years later in a seance in Nottingham, where she was raided by the police, and the ectoplasm went back into her very quickly, and it burnt her, and it ended up her dying, is one of the stories. But another story is that she just died of old age and health conditions, because she'd been quite ill. So there's various stories of how of what actually happened, the reasons for her passing towards the end, but she passed around about 1954. So hopefully, Kim, that inspires you. But a very strong lady. She had to go up against courts and all sorts to fight for spiritualism, and a lot of the spiritualists at the time went and walked all the way to the Houses of Parliament and went into Houses of Parliament to get this law passed. Now, if you think that's like nearly 70 years ago, I know we've got the EU law now, but that law got rid of a lot of laws that have been stood for hundreds of years that referred to people as witches, as con people and everything else. So very fundamental, yes. So lovely lady, a fantastic medium. So that's who inspired me. So from that, for yourself, Kim, again, I have a lady who you look like. I do feel like I'm going in a motherly vibration this time. I want to say very strong lady, very assertive lady, very much a lady who would have been very much a lady and dressed like a lady. She wouldn't have, had the jumpers and the jeans and that type of thing. She would have dressed very, very smart. I also need to say with this lady that she would have got you to sit up straight, acknowledged who you are. I also feel with this lady, sorry, Kim's, has she just been pardoned? She hasn't been pardoned. There is her great-granddaughter's in America. And if you go on to, you do a search on Google, Helen Duncan has her own website that's been written by her, and she's asked for there to be an official pardon, but as of yet not. So that's on Margaret. Was it Margaret Hearn? I actually managed to speak to her great-granddaughter once, but she's in America. But I think it's Ahern or something like that. But it's Margaret is a great-granddaughter anyway. Sorry, where was it? So this lady comes in. You'd have sat up straight, very prim and proper, and very much this is how you should behave. You shouldn't answer back and things like that. Now, the more I talk to this lady, I'm feeling more, as opposed to a mother, more of a grandmother. And I'm also feeling with this lady that you wouldn't have crossed her. She was cuddlier in the body than yourself. I feel quite a stern lady. I certainly feel I'm about 5'6", so I'm not small in stature or in height. I also feel with this lady that sort of, you say your bark is worse than your bite, but I don't feel that she actually let her guard down. So I don't feel that you actually got to see the nice side of her. But she was, I feel very clever with this lady, and she's very much in trying to inspire my mind, wanting to read, and I feel that she was very knowledgeable in that sense. Right, the reason she's come in, because she's almost putting steel toe-cap boots on yourself with a situation. It's almost, you need to put your stamp in the ground. You keep, she's referring to do-si-doing. You keep going, like the Okie-Kokie, one step in or one step out. You're like, shoulda, shunta. And I feel this is on a spiritual, the way it makes me feel, she's making me feel, is that this is almost like someone suggested me either going onto platform and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for it yet, or if I'm already on platform, that I'm being advanced a lot quicker than I want to. And she's saying, all in or not in. So I want you to step forward and go in, because Spirit never put you in a situation that you're going to fail in, and Spirit give you what you need and not what you want. So as a lot of mediums go back home, a lot of the older mediums, we need people who are going to come in and replace those. So what we don't want to do is to put the frighteners on everybody of like, nobody's going to take my messages, or this is going to happen, that's going to happen, because that's all that's going to do is make us step back and more hesitant and not wanting to learn. So as a result, they want to give us opportunities to shine. And this is what this lady is wanting to do. She wants for you to shine. Now, I don't know where you are, Kim, in there, but she's shown me London. I don't know why, but she's shown me London. And I am speaking out to people about how I feel and what feels close to my heart. And I've got a big rainbow, which to me means happy times and that everything's going to go all right. So don't be afraid of going forward on your path. Just be understanding that your loved ones and spirit themselves are forever supporting you. And even when you feel you are stepping back or that you're wobbling, they'll always catch you. All right? And you've put there, definitely not ready for platform. Well, I need to say to you, because it was the feeling that they feel that you are ready. Okay? Even if that's just fledglings, but just to go up there, because it's like any fear. The actual not doing it is actually worse than the actual doing it. I've got an assessment myself tomorrow for a spiritual exam, and already I've been doing this for a long time, but still I worry, and fear and worry is a good thing because it shows you that it's not you. It shows you it's coming from a place that is good. That's why I was being shown London, Wimbledon. It also shows you that you want things to be done properly to serve spirit, because whenever you work, whether it's on platform or you're a healer or whatever, you are serving the spirit world. And if you don't dress properly, if you don't act appropriately, you wouldn't go to work and basically think, oh, I'll just wear my jeans today, or be rude to everybody. And that's effectively the responsibility you've got when you're working for spirit. So spirit have that same connection with you and want you to succeed, and they have got every confidence, as has your name. And if I can leave that with you, thank you for working with him and with your name. Okay. Any producer? Hello, Screenio. Hello, Desiree. Okay, Christine Davis has put, I've been told I'm spiritual, but how do I get to know if I am? Okay, it depends on what you mean by spiritual. So all I can give you here, Christine, is my definition of spiritual. Now, when I'm working on platform, my definition of spiritual is this. Are you kind? In the two senses, are you kind to others, but are you kind to yourself? Are you understanding of what you need, but also understanding what other people need? Are you caring towards others, but do you also care for yourself? And do you also love yourself, but also love others? And if the answer to all those four are yes, even if part of them are work in progress for yourself, that is spiritual. To me, being spiritual is slightly different to being a spiritualist or the religion of spiritualism. Because you don't have to necessarily see spirit, you just trust. You don't need to feel spirit, but you know they're there. You might not hear spirit, but there's that sense of knowing that they'll be there at the drop of a hat. And it's important for us to understand that, you know, we don't have to be a spiritualist. We don't even have to be religious. But what we do need to be is to have key elements within us, you know, that are the same with all of the major religions. You know, even the traditional sort of orthodox sort of religions and stuff. It's around love, and this is my view now. You know, if you look at Judaism, if you look at Islam and everything, it's all to do with love. And if you're a loving person, then you're spiritual. Now, you've said, I've been told I'm spiritual, but how do I know if I am? So there's only you can answer that, because people will tell you you're spiritual, but their definition of spiritual might be different to mine. Theirs might mean that you do see spirit, which is then referring it more of a spiritualist, or it might be that you're more of a medium. It may be that your definition of spiritual is different to mine, but in there somewhere is going to be a similar definition. Because if I meet people, I don't say, excuse me, I'm a spiritualist. Are you a Christian spiritualist? Are you a Buddhist? Are you a Hindu? Are you a follower of Islam? The first thing I ask is, where are you from? What do you do? And I get to know that person. As I get to know that person, I judge for myself whether that person is spiritual or not, because of those 4 areas. So if they're not being nice to me, well, how can they be caring? How can they be loving? How can they be understanding of my needs? And how can they be kind? If that person's willing to listen, then they're willing to accept that sort of understanding, or willing to understand to a certain degree about me. If I give a bit of kindness, then back with that is going to come the word love. Because behind kindness, behind caring, is going to be love. So that's what I put. Now you've put, I've heard loved ones and felt them. Okay, so you're on more the spiritual to do with working with spirit. Okay, so with that, Christine, you've answered your own question. If you've felt them around you and you've heard them, then spirit are communicating. So what I would do then is to close your eyes, ask them to draw close, ask them to show you bit by bit, ask them and challenge them. I don't mean like you see on these programs like throw a stone and stuff. What I mean is, right, if you're here, say for example, Dad, can you come in and touch my right cheek? If you're here, Gran, can you come so I can feel the warmth behind my back? And if you're here, Grandfather, can you touch my head and allow my... And that is how you know. And from there, my recommendation would be then to go to a local spiritualist church. And to me, spiritualist church has to feel a bit like when you're looking for a house. Has to feel right. So you might go and look around loads of houses, and there'll be one house that you think, oh, let's buy this. This feels wonderful. This feels like home. And a spiritualist church, you might have to go and look. And when you go there, go and look at different mediums, how they work, and what resonates with you. From there, see if you're drawn to one, and see if they run a circle, or ask the spiritualist church committee who they would recommend. And similar to being drawn to somebody, go into the different circles then to the one where you feel happiest at, and then staying for that until the time is right for you to move on to have another circle or another part of your development, whatever that way. But the key thing here is listening to spirit, listening to what you feel feels right, and also always being open to the word development. Because at no point, even when you're out on platform, you're forever developing. You're forever having to get better. Don't be one of those mediums who just says, well, I've been doing this 30 years. People come and see me. They're happy to come and see me. Never just settle. Keep pushing yourself more and more. Hopefully that explains everything, Christine. Okay, I've got two people. I've got a lady who you definitely look like. I feel like I'm going a motherly vibration with this lady. And I want to say looks the same build, view with her glasses and everything else. I've also got a gentleman who comes in the opposite side of the family, but I feel this is more sort of a grandfather more than a father, and I feel well built, probably about 5'10" in sort of stature. Both of them coming together. I look at yourself, and what I'm drawn to is the smile. And I need to say that smile has not been forthcoming these last few weeks. Not because you've not wanted it to, it's just because of circumstances. And I won't go into the reasons for that. But I need to say to you that it has felt like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And it has been feeling like that for certainly the last 3 to 6 months. However, it's now time for you to start to walk forward. I'm also getting this like horrible acidy type feeling in my throat and this part here. So there must be some sort of acid reflux sort of feeling that you're getting. But I just want to, it's almost like there's things that are coming up that I just need to say. I need to speak out about how I'm feeling. And like a few people tonight, I just need to say to you, you need to speak out about how you feel. And this sort of like acid reflux is your body's way of saying to you, things haven't been right for quite a while. And the situations haven't been right that you need to speak about. And to put your foot down and sort of say, you know what, I don't agree with this. And this is actually making me feel sick. And this is not making me feel right. So I need to say it. And I feel that the people that this has got to be said to will have greater respect for you for saying it, because it's almost like you hold back quite a lot to almost not offend people. Because it's almost like the lady is saying to me, you're too nice for your own good. Okay, so I need you to, so you know, I'm not saying you're a person to be walked over. I don't want to give you that impression. What I mean is you're a person who's too nice in their being, and as a result will their power is taken away at the expense of yourself to meet the needs of other people. Okay, so I want you to now regain that power, take back your power, and start to speak up for what is right and what you feel to be right. And I hope that is the message for yourself, and hopefully that makes sense. You take care, and thank you for listening. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So guys, we've come to the end of another show. Thank you, Mr. Producer, for working with us, and thank you for everyone joining us. If I can ask for you to continue to send healing for Kirsty and for other presenters on the show who have not been well. And, you know, just to look after yourselves. You know, we're going through difficult times at the moment, and it's okay to sometimes feel a bit upset. It's okay to not feel 100%, but what's not okay is to one, to give your power away, and two, to get my words out, to allow others to take your light away. You should never do that. Okay, so thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again at the same time next week with Kirsty as well. Come and join us tomorrow for the many shows on SPTV and the show with Rachel Galbraith at 10:30 with her palmistry and tarot, and the many shows during the week. I know we have Marcus and that come on before. So in the meantime, take care, look after yourself, and God bless you all.